I'm going to show you how to farm over 1,000 gold an hour in Wrath of the Lich King Classic, alright? This is for rogues only, it's completely soloable, and what you'll be doing is massively mass farming clumps of mobs in Karazhan. You're going to be able to clear out like 2 entire floors of trash mobs in like under 3 minutes in Karazhan, resetting it 5 times. It's an insane amount of gold. You're going to get tons of grays, greens, cloth, and all sorts of really good stuff, and it's just crazy. It made me the richest character on Tichondrius back in the day in Wrath of the Lich King Vanilla. Alright, so here's how you do it as a rogue. You're going to need Goblin Engineering. This is so you can throw bombs and use rocket gloves to pull mobs efficiently and quickly. If you don't have Engineering, it's still okay, it's just a lot more difficult to pull the mobs. You will need Enchanting to disenchant the greens you get, though if you don't have Enchanting, you'll just lose a little bit of gold per hour, and an alt with Tailoring, because you're going to have tons of cloth, and you're going to want to mail that off to your alt, and then have them turn it into Tailoring craft to either disenchant or sell on the market or whatnot, okay? Now, if you don't have those professions, or you don't want to have those professions, it's about 800 gold per hour. Now, you need 2 Life Ward enchants on your weapons, and those weapons need to be 1.8 attack speed or slower. The higher the number, the slower it is, okay? So you want slow daggers. Now, for gear, item level 232, it's overkill. If you can do it in much lower gear, because again, Karazhan is a level 70 raid dungeon, but still, item level 232 makes it the easiest, fastest way to do this. You don't really need anything higher than that, and you can easily get like the PvP Deadly set. That's what I used back in the day. I didn't even use like raid gear or anything, okay? You're also going to need Essence of Gossamer, which is a trinket you get from Heroic Ajol Narub. I don't know if I spelled that right on the screen. And the Dark Mood card Heroism, which is something you can still get to this day, I believe. Now, you'll need max lockpicking to even enter Karazhan or the Karazhan key if you happen to have it, and the only way to enter Karazhan is to invite a friend or just a random person and form a raid group. That way you can enter it, okay? Now for glyphs, you need Evasion and Fan of Knives and Sprints. I recommend Vanish. You don't need Picklock or Pickpocket, but they're just nice to have. Okay, now let's talk about the tech tree in the middle. Your talent tree, rather, okay? This min-maxes your defenses, and the way this works is you're going to be spamming Fan of Knives, and this maximizes your Fan of Knives DPS, your survivability, gives you energy back whenever you hit mobs with Fan of Knives. It massively does poison damage spread with your Fan of Knives, and it also makes you, like, 100% evasion whenever you pop your evasion, which makes you essentially unkillable, but you will still be hit maybe, I believe, by spells. But the thing is, your Fan of Knives is going to do an AoE heal. You're going to be healing over 20,000 HP per second and over 50,000 overhealing HP per second. It's insane. It makes you unkillable as long as evasion is up. You cannot die, and your DPS, you're just the best AoE DPS in the game. This build, this gear, is also used at the time in Wrath of the Lich King to power level people through. You can pull all of Ramparts and nuke everything down, including the bosses, with this build while you have Invasion up. It's insane. I used to be one of the fastest power leveling people. I held the world record at one point. Guys, I'm going to show you footage now of how this works and how it's done. Now, please pardon the quality. I used to be a YouTuber back in the day, and this is the highest quality copy I could find that someone had. Again, this is my video that I made a long time ago. Now, I just want to show you that you can pull all of Ramparts, and this is how you would practice doing this, okay? So, I didn't show it on the video, but I threw a bomb at the top cliff, and that's going to pull the whole instance, okay? And as you can see here, you basically pop evasion. You got to make sure that the enemies are in front of you so that they don't hit you. If you have evasion and enemies are behind you, they will land hits on you. And you can see that I'm still getting hit a bit. It's a little hard to see because of the quality, but my health bar just jumps completely full. Okay, and you just spam Fan of Knives as long as you have evasion up, and yeah, you're just going to be killing everything. Okay, so that's basically how it works. Alright, so this is the full Karazhan run. And this goes over every step you need. Now, the reason why I don't have the audio playing for my old video is because, well, it used copyrighted music. I was breathing heavily into the microphone. I was just using a really crappy headset microphone, and there's a lot of mic pops. and mostly the copyrighted music. I can't play that on YouTube, obviously, because the video will get demonetized and it won't be shown to anybody. So, but this is my video. So let me explain what's going on here from memory, of course. Now, I'm a level 80 rogue in a level 70 raid dungeon. You see that mob with the little blue eyeball over its head? Okay, that can detect you in stealth. But for whatever reason, if you distract it and make it face away, it's just barely enough to jump over that little corner there, and it won't detect you. I don't know why that works, and I can't guarantee that that will work in Wrath of the Lich King Classic. However, if it does detect you, you just kill it and then vanish. It's fine, okay? And yeah, so essentially all these little trash mobs, these little ghost, little rich kid ghosts, whatever they are, it's an insanely good farm. This, if you are a rogue in Wrath of the Lich King and you don't do this, you're going to fall behind other rogues that do. This is the best way to make gold in all of Wrath of the Lich King. There is no other class that can do this better than a rogue. Now, back in the day, people wanted to argue with me that paladins were better because they could just pull everything and tank and then AoE down. A paladin doing this, even with the best possible gear from Icecrown Citadel, would take 20 minutes to do what we do in about 3 minutes, okay? And you can see I have text at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, I used to do heavy editing back in the day. Now, for the poison, I believe it's instant poison, and one deadly. I think I'm stacking both, because you can see the poison effect. Also, do note that due to your talents, they are also being crippled. So, just take that in mind. Now, I don't pull those skeleton ushers. They're a little tougher, and they're kind of annoying with their ice spells. So we don't touch those guys. Those guys are like the bouncers of the club. You don't want to mess with them, okay? And again, I do apologize for the visual quality here. Again, this is from a blast from the past. It's been like, I don't know how many years since we've done this. Now, if you mark the mob like I did there, you can see them through the wall, okay? So what I like to do is I jump on this little ledge, and I just use rocket gloves to pull mobs, jump down, and then I'm going to throw a Serenite bomb ahead while using a thrown weapon to basically pull as many mobs as possible. On the right side, there was a patrol, so I used Distract, okay? So we throw the bomb, we throw a weapon, then we cast Fan of Knives as we sprint down the stairs and line of sight these mobs around the corner, alright? And then, and then you just wait for them. And then at this point, you pop Evasion. That way they're all stacked up, and you just start spamming Phantom Knives like crazy. Now, back in the day, I didn't have the best PC, so it gets a little laggy. And you can see some of the mobs are casting fire spells. There's a few behind me. It's fine. You just keep mashing that Phantom Knives spell. They're going to die. You're going to be fully healed. Now, here's the thing. If for whatever reason you don't manage to kill them all before your evasion timer runs out, you need to be staring at your buffs and jump down the stairs and vanish at the same time. And what that's going to do is prevent them from knocking you out of vanish, and it will exit combat. And then you just loot all the mobs, you exit the raid, and then you reset it, because you haven't killed any bosses. You can reset Karazhan infinitely and farm this over and over and over and over again. Alright, so this is more of a speedrun version, where you can sprint there, distract here. I have a timer kind of in the top right. You can also rocket boots to speed this up. And I'm showing just how fast you can get this farm done. The footage is sped up a little bit. But it gets the point across where you kill these mobs, you loot the heck out of them. Now, the cool thing about Karazhan is there is a vendor outside for all of your grays and junk items. And then as an engineer, you have something called Mall E, which is a portable mailbox. So you can just mail off all your stuff to your alt. You never have to visit town. You never have to travel anywhere. You can just park your rogue here forever and just use this as a gold farming alt if you want. And it's one of the easiest gold farms in all of World of Warcraft ever. So that's pretty much it. And again, if you skip the start of the video for some reason, because I know people do that, here it is once again, just in case you need it and you don't want to rewind. I'm SwoleBenji, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out with me today. I know I don't really make World of Warcraft videos on this channel anymore, because I don't really play, but I was a YouTuber back in the day in Wrath of the Lich King, and I was a pretty big one too, and I got lots of views, so I wanted to share this with you. How to farm 1,000 gold an hour as a rogue in Wrath of the Lich King Classic. I would ask you to subscribe and all that stuff, but because I don't really make World of Warcraft videos, I understand that you might not want to. But if you want to see other MMORPGs and video games, and maybe you like me as a person, then come on back tomorrow, because I make daily videos, and I appreciate you so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you again someday.